Hello. Would like to share this tall journal with you. It's made using mostly stuff from a 1953 magazine, Canadian magazine called Chatelaine, and the cover is made using a wallpaper sample that was in the magazine. It caught my eye right away. I love the colors, and I used up the whole sample in this journal. When I use threads, when I sew things on, I usually triple knot the thread, and then I like to leave an inch dangling. If I leave any more, my cats are most likely going to be attracted to it and attack it. But I love that look of, just a little bit of thread. Not sure how close I can get to this today because it's so tall that it's not fitting in the frame very well. It's 11 1/4 by just over 4.5, almost 4 3/4. One signature that's less than an inch, say 3/4 of an inch, the spine. This is from some repurposed jewelry. These are mother of pearl buttons, vintage lace. I'll show you what she looks like on this side. One signature, but she's pretty full. And on the back, wallpaper. I'm not sure what I should call this one, but she's definitely Canadiana. Most of the stuff that's in it is either made in Canada or about Canada. In the pocket, there's a tag made using some advertising from the magazine. What I thought was interesting is that they put prices of things in the magazine, I noticed, in the 1953 magazine. On the back is tea-dye paper for journaling. This isn't old, but I thought the colors went nice on this page, and it's a bookmark that could be used for this journal. And it's advertising a Canadian bookstore. And I added some vintage book page on the back for journaling. It's from a city that I used to live in. Lovely, lovely city, Victoria, BC. This is advertising from the magazine. I loved how the colors went with this. And this here is also from the magazine. And then I made a little tag here that says, Homemade with Love by Wendy. This book belongs to, and a person put their name there. Scrapbook paper, William Moore's wallpaper design. This is just pinned on, this little bow with this vintage seam binding with a cutesy little pin. I thought this picture was darling. Chatelaine, October 1953. The papers in this magazine are a bit fragile, so there's one spot where I needed to use some washi tape. It was kind of fun. It made me be creative. Like you can see, the edges of the papers they're fragile. This is a magazine page, and then on this one I glued another piece of magazine page because I didn't like what was underneath it as much as I like this. When must a letter be handwritten? And there's a vintage Canadian stamp, probably from the 50s. Another advertising. Onion skin dyed paper. And this I just made, was it this morning? Got the idea from Pam at the Paper Outpost, and I stuck in some little things. Boy, I really did stick them in there, didn't I? Made in Canada tickets and a little Bible quiz card and one of those little daily bread cards. I don't know if you've ever seen those little plastic loaves of bread that have all the little Bible verses in it, and a 1-cent coin, Canadian. We don't use pennies anymore, so they're kind of a collectible now. Anyways, I like this idea from Pam at the Paper Outpost. It's using some old book page from a book that was falling apart. It was an old concordance, because nowadays when people are looking things up, they usually just Google it. Altar paper clip. This picture here was from the magazine. Made a nice little tuck spot. Tea-dyed paper. Picture of an old doily that I have that I just love. It's got blues in it, but I have a black and white printer, so that's in black and white. I thought this was sweet. You can see it shows the price too. Made in Canada. And a tuck spot here and some writing here. And these 3 little dangles match the colors in the wallpaper. One of my cats noticed these earlier, so I had to rescue it. And this tag is made from a piece of the wallpaper. Old button. And coffee dyed paper that I did. Oh, here's a page 2 from the magazine. Advertising. Lovely dresser set. And here is to do with a designer. I guess that's her there. Talking about different styles. And this is another doily that I took a picture of that I have. Kind of Christmassy, that one. This was in the magazine, the Chatelaine magazine. Can you imagine? 3 gifts for $3. Here's another one of those little envelopes inspired by Pam at Paper Outpost. And this one I just put a piece of tea-dyed paper for journaling on. And this is a picture of a oil done of the Rocky Mountains, Canadian Rockies. And this is from a really old book. I just thought it was interesting and liked the colors. William Morris scrapbook paper. And here I made a flip. This is a piece of vintage fabric, just a little circle. I guess somebody was using that for quilting. This is a flip that shows underneath an envelope that you can write on, journal on, and then 5 little cards. This is also from the magazine, and a little tuck spot there. An old button that's very sparkly. I don't know if the camera will pick that up. Little flowers. It was one of those buttons I had in my favorite button jar that I was hoarding, but I'm trying to say no to that. Like, use things. Spread beauty. This is from an old music book. And it's sweet because it has the person's name. What a lovely name, Grace. Made a belly band out of some of the wallpaper. And I glued and sewed on a button. Yes, another button from my stash of ones I was hoarding. Roses and forget-me-nots bridge cloth. Can you imagine? White linen for only $2.50. Threads 35 cents extra. Napkins 25 cents. Okay. This music paper still has the little notes that I guess the teacher had put on it. This is also from the Chatelaine magazine. And so is this. Tuck Spot. This is from a different magazine, but I like the picture. It's Mod Podged with tea bag on top of an old novel book page. Waverley novel. Makes a nice journal card. This was also from the magazine. And this advertising here. And writing on the back. And this is from a nature book that I had and was hoarding. It's from 1953, same year as this magazine, so I thought it'd be nice to put something in here from it, so I did. Alta paperclip, it's holding in. Little journaling spots. In fact, I need to put one in here. There we go. Yeah, that's better. Again, that old page, really old paper. And I thought this was fun. This is from the magazine, the Chatelaine magazine, advertising on both sides. Very warm colors. And oh, on the other side is grass parquet margarine. Alta paperclip here holding this close, because inside I have a vintage postcard of the Canadian Parliament buildings in Ottawa, Parliament Hill. Again, a doily that I have that I took a picture of. Tea-dye paper. And this is the rest of that article about fashion. You see October 1953 on the bottom there. And here's the other part of the advertising for the Russian mirror set. And this is also from the magazine. Definitely an eye-catching advertisement. How foxy can you be? And it's advertising cheese. And on the back was a Mixmaster Sunbeam. Tuck spot here. A little bit of rickrack glued on there. Another advertising made into a flip out. Little tuck spot there. And this here is made in Canada. I had to put an Alta paperclip because this is very fragile, I think. Didn't want it to get scratched. But it is an angel. And would you believe that this is made out of cedar? A wooden postcard, handmade in Canada, it says here. Isn't that amazing? And I got that at the thrift store the last time I was thrifting. I'd actually, when I'm thrifting, I tend to be in a hurry. And I didn't notice that it was actual wood until I got home. And on this side, made a journal card out of a picture from the magazine. And here's one of the papers that from the magazine that I noticed was particularly fragile, so I put some washi tape there and a butterfly, which I like because I already had this one here, and it goes with her brooch, so that worked out all right. And on this side too, because it did start to tear because I had this here on this side and it was pressing against this. So I moved things around to make it a little safer for this page because I really like it and I didn't want to take it out. This is a little envelope made out of vintage fabric. And I think I've got a journal card inside? Let me just check. What's inside here? Oh yeah, a piece of tea-dyed paper and a little card to journal on. Alter paper clip. There. Oh, and this one here is also a journal spot. It's held on by an alter paper clip made from that wallpaper. I used every bit of the wallpaper head, just enough to do all these things. Canadian boat song. And there's journaling space inside. And we don't use paper $1 bills anymore, so this is no longer being used. It's from 1973. So it's kind of a collectible too, and I have another one that I've kept for myself in a little tuck spot here. There's the other side. Bank of Canada. Maybe I should call this journal Canadiana. What do you think? What do you think I should call it? I'm welcome to any suggestions. I guess for the video I'll just call it Vintage Canada maybe? I don't know. This here is an interesting advertising, and it is for some Chinaware that is based on the story of Evangeline. Yeah, the Acadians, they didn't have a fun time years ago. This is Nova Scotia. There's a story behind that. And I've made this into a journal card as well. There's one of my things I've taken off a corner. Oop, can't leave that. I have to put that immediately in the garbage. Because I have one cat that likes to eat paper, so she would think that was a snack. She says, oh yes, forget chips, Mom. Just give me bits of paper. Thank you so much for subscribing. It looks like I've reached 100 subscribers, and I didn't expect to so soon. Like, for me that seems really soon. I'm really grateful, and I'm thinking, oh, I should do something to celebrate. I'm thinking of doing a giveaway, so if I do, I'll have to mention that soon. But I've only just reached 100, so I've got a few days to put something together, I think, and then I could do maybe a show and tell of what the giveaway would be, and then I'll figure out what the contest rules would be for that. Simple, I know that much, because we're all pretty busy, aren't we? And we're only going to get busier as December rolls along. I hope you're enjoying crafting when you can, and take care, and remember that I think that we're the closest to our truer selves when we're making something, because we were made by a creator who made us in his image. And I think that's why we just feel so peaceful and content when we're making something, whether it's in the garden, in the sewing room, whether it's writing, whether it's in the kitchen. Anyways, take care. Bye.